Grace's report, the truth behind Racoon City. Let's do a few pages, like 10. Introduction. In 1998, also a great kind of, for those who don't know the lore a little bit, Racoon City was devastated by a massive outbreak caused by a viral leak from the pharmaceutical giant Umbrella. The United States government responded by launching a missile strike to wipe out the infected and erected a blockade to seal off the city. In 2004, following a court trial, the Umbrella Corporation declared bankruptcy. A complete account of the events was never released. However, in October 2026, it was discovered that the city had been used as a hub for the production and trafficking of bioweapons. This report reveals that the established narrative of the Racoon City incident was falsified and elucidates newly discovered truths surrounding the incident. 1968. Blast to the past. To properly understand the truth, we must first go back to the beginning of it all. In 1968, Oswald E. Spencer, James Marcus, and Edward Ashford, the three founding founders, told you guys, founded the Umbrella Corporation. Having witnessed the horrors of the Second World War and the dread of the Cold War, Spencer felt a sense of despair at watching the world repeat the same mistakes. He felt it was his duty to bring about a change to humanity. There he is. As stated in court records following the Racoon City incident, his ultimate goal was to bring about the viral evolution of the human race. Thus, he relentlessly pursued virus research through illegal and inhumane means. This fact remains unchanged. I did fall in love with a lot of this one. I did too, Razzie. Like, honestly, it's a great one for those entering the Resident Evil world. You know what I mean? The characters and just like an introduction to the mechanics as well. Like, the difficulty was perfect for those just starting out. It was really good. I want to see the spoiler though with Leon with his wedding ring. Does anyone know where to find that? All right. 1970s. From the very beginning of Umbrella, the company faced rapid change and intense internal strife, most notably the sharp ideological divide between Spencer and Marcus. According to court records, this conflict was cited as the primary factor leading to the unusual developments which followed. In 1978, James Marcus developed the T virus, which would go on to become the cause of the subsequent outbreak. This is true. This is like way earlier, guys. So in the Arkham Mountains, Biohazard, Resident Evil 0, they were on the train with Rebecca and Billy. Yes, this is what happens. Which ending did you get, Hawk? I haven't seen the other one winning. I have to see the other ending, though. Thanks for the reminder. I was like stuck on it. We were on the scene and I was so shocked. I didn't realize that it was going to give me two options. And then I was like thinking about the scene again. It took me like 5 minutes. I had to think about it. I did not want to get it wrong. I did get the good ending apparently, but I had no idea. Like, that was a complete... I'm glad I avoided spoilers for that for sure. Thank you, Punchy. I appreciate it. I'm glad you're enjoying the streams too. It's a rumor, AJ, but I want to see it. And then they did like an announcement for the DLC, and he was holding a sheet and it said Requiem, and then it had a photo of Leon and a girl, and people are like divided, like, is it Claire, is it Ada, or yeah, I said release Elvis winning based on his conversation with Grace's mom. I felt like it made sense, but it was such a trick question because it was phrased so like tricky. 1980s. This is a crucial period for understanding the basis of what caused the incident and the truth behind the entire case. Spencer's influence. See, this is what I'm kind of confused about, the whole ARC establishment section. Spencer's influence and ARC's establishment. So Spencer used internal politics to have Marcus demoted. Yes, we know this from the early games, absorbing T-virus research into facility under his own control. I believe Marcus was kind of doing his own thing and he was focused on like leeches. So whereas Spencer was doing the T-virus stuff, Marcus was really obsessed with like leech research, and that was like early on in the games. From then on, Umbrella began to actively research and develop bioweapons under Spencer's leadership. The underground facility, known as ARC, which was discovered during recent events, originally served as the administrative center of Umbrella's research. Several documents outlining Spencer's plan for ARC have also been discovered. So excerpt from confiscated records. Step 1. Concentrated investment into Wesker's plan and the T-virus. Step 2 is the establishment of ARC as a central command center. 3. Development of Elpis. 4. Memory transfer and force. Okay, this is like the one thing that's really confusing. Yeah, this is very confusing to me, is why is there So if he wanted good things to happen and he was changing his mind about everything, why did they do the memory transfer for the Wesker thingy? Like, what was up with that? Why did they need that? I'm so confused. Were they creating him to be like different or something else? Is it staticky turbo? It's probably because of I'm peaking. I'm gonna lower my mic. I think I'm peaking a little bit. Does anybody know that? Like, why did they make the memory transfer of Wesker if he wanted to wrong his or right his wrongs? It's very confusing. Yeah. This is the first recorded instance of a significant keyword, Elpis. The connections involvement. Sorry, I'm reading this, you guys. This is interesting for me as well. Sorry. Okay. The connections involvement. The following documents regarding Marcus's involvement were also discovered. Remember, Marcus is one of the 3 founding founders of Umbrella Corp. Excerpt from confiscated records. Recipient, James Marcus. Sender, F Foundation, $30 million. This document shows a suspicious flow of funds being channeled to Marcus. Past FBI investigations revealed that the source of the funds, the F Foundation, was just one of the puppet organizations of the connections. The F Foundation no longer exists. Remember, this is a photo with Eva. This is Mia. This is Mia, actually. And this is Eva. The Connections is a criminal organization that various government agencies have been sounding the alarm against for years. This illicit group is at the heart of all this. Evidence suggests that the Connections sought involvement with Umbrella's central operations. Additional documents belonging to the protege, Marcus, Brandon Bailey, have been uncovered. Oh, wait, this isn't Eva. This is Mother Miranda. No, sorry. This is Mother Miranda, that good-looking lady over there in the center. Pretty sure that's Mother Miranda, and she was working on it as well. This isn't a summary, DJ. This is the report. This is Grace's report after the whole incident and stuff. Yeah. Max's girlfriend? No, that's Lady Dimitrescu that he likes, not Lady Miranda. They're 2 different ladies, DJ. They're not the same girls. Okay. Excerpt from confiscated records. Sender, Brandon Bailey. Preparations are complete. I think it's time they made contact with me directly, don't you? I await a response. This indicates that Bailey took over correspondence with the Connection, succeeding Marcus because Marcus died. He was killed. Bailey was rumored to be the founder of the Connections, but he may have only been a small cog in the larger machine. We now believe the Connections has had deep roots in the criminal underworld since before the 1980s. Much about the Connections remains unknown. Yeah, see, you guys always want me to increase and bring it closer, but if I bring it closer like this, it can peak. So I try and keep it at a certain distance. Spencer's Purge. In order for Spencer to obtain complete control over Umbrella, he used force to deal with any internal opposition and influential adversaries. A list of these individuals, seemingly prepared by an associate of Spencer's, was recently discovered. Excerpt from confiscated records. Reevaluation list. Following CEO's reevaluation protocol, measures will be taken against these individuals. Cheryl Moore, Michael Kramer. Who? We know Michael Kramer. That's the guy with Leon. He tried to kill us. James Marcus. 1990s. Okay, I'm getting to page 40. Yeah, let's try to go to 40. During this period, Umbrella continued to grow and expand through ties with the government. The organization became so large that Spencer could no longer fully control it. Numerous accidents plagued Umbrella facilities around the world as a result of poor management. Furthermore, information was being leaked to rival organizations and the Connections due to moles who had infiltrated the company. Yet, despite the circumstances, Spencer was able to thoroughly protect and complete his research at ARC. The research? Elpis. While most records regarding Elpis were lost with the destruction of ARC, a precious few remain. Excerpt from confiscated records. Spencer's message 199. Tricell, HCF, the family, and Umbrella. Elpis shall bring it all to an end. Data corrupted. The only information leaked about Elpis was that it had the potential to upset the military balance of the entire world. However, a strictly managed password known only to Spencer was needed to access it. What is Elpis? This was the question of the whole game, right? What is Elpis? Elpis is a powerful antiviral drug. However, this was unknown to those who sought it. The Connections and other black market groups mistakenly thought it to be a powerful bioweapon with the potential to control human minds. This confusion likely stemmed from the fierce competition surrounding bioweapon development. It was common knowledge that Spencer, the developer of Elpis, aimed for the evolution and control of humanity through viral technology. Completion of Elpis. There we go. Based on data taken from the confiscated records and changes in Spencer's behavior, we believe Elpis was completed around the mid-1990s. After this period, the records show a marked decrease in the number of public statements from Spencer. A similar decrease in activity was also observed at the Racoon City orphanage. Disturbingly, it is suspected that the children at the orphanage had long been used for umbrella experimentation. While Spencer frequently visited the orphanage, which we saw this photo actually during the game on the wall, records indicate he stopped in the 1990s. Furthermore, the orphanage was under the research jurisdiction of William Birkin, Sherry's dad, in the late 90s, who was also a scientist. Birkin turned against Spencer, ultimately leading to the leak of the T virus. See, guys, it's all come together. All of it. The games, the stories. Ugh. Chef's kisses. Hello, Max. How are you? Hope you're resting after your tough week. We're just going through some records. Welcome in. 1998, the Racoon City incident. This is Claire and Leon's entrance. The T virus leaked from the Umbrella Research Facility in Racoon City, causing an unprecedented outbreak. In response, the government decided to launch a missile strike on the city under the pretense of containing the spread. However, this is where we have been misled. The missile strike was not launched to prevent the spread of infection. A plan was formed to disrupt the relationship between the government and Umbrella and shift the blame for all illegal activities onto Spencer. Found records indicate that the Connections lobbied for the missile strike, which we know are actually bad people and bad dudes, bad group. Excerpt from confiscated records, access log, first assembly minutes. ARC has been secured. Commence the missile strike. I find that line is so funny. Commence the missile strike. Pew pew. The blame will fall solely on Spencer. With this, Umbrella will be dismantled and will seize their assets. Their goal was the acquisition of Umbrella assets, particularly the thing they believed would disrupt the world's military balance, Elpis. Due to Bailey's involvement, the Connections were aware of Umbrella's inner workings prior to the Racoon City incident. This set them up to swiftly secure ARC before instructing the government to carry out the missile strike. After the Racoon City incident, the Umbrella trials. As is well known, trials were held after the events of the Racoon City incident. Testimony from Racoon City survivors, along with evidence submitted by the Global Pharmaceutical Consortium, demonstrated the scope of Umbrella's nefarious activities. Evidence against Spencer was presented at the trials by his subordinate, Albert Wesker. It is now evident that Wesker was linked to Tricell, which in turn had strong ties to the Connections. Therefore, it is highly likely there was pressure from the government and the Connections during the trials. In 2004, following the outcome of the trials, Umbrella was forced into bankruptcy. Just as the Connections and the government intended, Oswald E. Spencer was held accountable as CEO and he disappeared from the public eye. Acquisition of ARC. And this is kind of like, yes, the whole facility we were in, the underground facility. The Connections and the government seized ARC during the Racoon City incident. Thereafter, ARC served as a base for the research, development, and distribution of bioweapons. Documents believed to be transaction lists have also been seized. These lists Umbrella's competitors along with organizations that were previously found guilty of illegal activity. Unfortunately, most evidence was lost with the collapse of ARC. Recovery efforts continue, but success is unlikely. Proliferation of bioterrorism. Following the Racoon City incident, weaponized viruses developed by Umbrella were leaked. Subsequently, instances of bioterrorism utilizing this technology spread around the globe. In 2013, President Adam Benford, which I believe is Ashley's dad, was assassinated. agencies report that the president will the sorry. Okay. How about now? Better? Okay. All right, okay. Despite being responsible for countless atrocities, Spencer showed some signs of remorse in this interview, which is really weird to me because I feel like that is so out of his character and he doesn't really show remorse. So, this is like, you know, this whole section of Spencer is what I feel people in Star Wars complain about when they're like, Luke would have never done that, or something like that. You know what I mean? This is what it feels like. It's so strange to me. It's so out of character, but having lost everything, he sought atonement. While Elpis is a powerful instrument that can render viral weapons inert, it also has a potential as a panacea. I hate this word. Panacea. To be used for good. It's possible that Spencer's true motivations behind Elpis were peace. I don't know if it was peace and redemption. I really do feel like it's so out of character for him that it surprised me when I was watching the scene. And then when it asked us the question for the two options, it was so strange. You know what I mean? I just feel like it was, I don't know if other Resident Evil fans were thinking the same thing. It was like very surprising. Almost, yeah, just so strange, right? While he remained obsessed with the evolution of humanity throughout his later years, most testimonies describe him as nothing but a senile old man, right? Spencer died in 2006 at his secluded estate. His true intentions behind developing Elpis will forever remain unknown until Resident Evil 12. Conclusion. As we can see from their records, the Umbrella Corporation's liquidation was intentionally orchestrated by the connections in the US government. Furthermore, they were involved in the illegal development and trafficking of bioweapons in Racoon City. The extent to which past and present governments were involved requires further investigation. Much about the connections remains shrouded in mystery, and most records of their involvement were destroyed alongside ARC. Countless lives have been lost. As government officials, we have a duty to pursue the truth. If anything, finding it will finally offer some closure to everyone who fell victim to these heinous actions. FBI Intelligence Analyst, Grace Ashcroft. That was her report. Thank you guys for reading that with me. See, that was a quick that was a really good recap. Honestly, that was not a bad TLDR. For those who might have been confused or if it's their first time, playing the game,